Hey guys, Travis Gillespie. In the last couple videos, we've discussed uh, lines that are parallel and identifying lines that are parallel. Now we're going to move forward to looking at lines and identifying lines that are perpendicular. So let's look at the first set. Well, I guess the first bit of information I should tell you is that non-vertical lines are perpendicular if they have a slope which product is equal to -1. So what do I mean by that? The product of a slope is -1. Well, let's look at the slope of these lines real quick here. If I know that the slope for this y equals 1/8 over x, the slope right here for this equation is 1/8, and the value of the second is, or the slope of this second is +8. So let's look at the product of 1/8 and +8. So what I could say here is, well, I'm just going to multiply the two. So 1/8 times, well, another way to look at 8 is +8 is 8 over 1. So when I go to multiply these, I get 8 over 8, which actually gives me a value of +1. So these two lines are not perpendicular. However, what if y equaled -8x? Well, let's see what would happen if y actually equaled -8x. What would that line end up becoming? Would those be perpendicular? Well, again, let's multiply. We're going to take the slope 1/8 and multiply it not by +8 over 1, but by a -8 over 1 this time, and just play around with the numbers and see what would happen in that case. Well, what I'd find out is that 1 times 8 would equal, again, 8 over 8, but this time I had to have the negative, and that would actually give me a value of -1. In this case, if my two equations were y equaled 1 over 8x and the other being y equaled -8 over, or 8x minus 5, well, since these two have a product that is the slopes of their products equal -1, yes, they would be perpendicular. Well, that's cool to find out. Well, let's look at the other two values. Y equals 5 and x equals 2. What the heck does that mean? Well, let's look at it. So if I've got a graph here, I'm going to plot these 2 points. Let's look at, take a look. I'm going to just change the size of my line real quick and change the color of it. Well, when y equals 5, what I'm going to do is go up to my coordinate plane and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is y. So anywhere along this coordinate plane, I'm going to have my line for y equals 5. And then also it tells me, hey, x equals 2. So we get a new color here. Well, I'd go out 2 points. Say, well, 1, 2. So x is along this line here. This is the line for x equals 2. Well, whenever you have two non-vertical lines whose slope, the product of the slope equals -1, you've got perpendicular lines. However, if you have a vertical line and a horizontal line that crosses through it, you are also going to find out that those two lines are perpendicular to each other. They create right angles. Well, that's neat. Cool. I'll see you in the next video.